What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode. Attention is one of the rarest commodities in the world today. People may easily give you the dollars that you need, but they may think twice before giving you their attention because they are very, very selfish with their attention and with the time that they would devote to anything in their lives. In a world that's fighting for users' attention constantly, how do you make sure you stay ahead of the game and make sure you grab all the attention possible, whether it's a marketing campaign that you're running or whether it's a social media campaign, or generally, how do you get your message out so that you grab as much attention as possible? The answer is gamification. While it may not be a blanket solution to all the problems, all the attention issues that we face while we're trying to reach the audiences, but definitely when used right, you will see a profound difference. Now, what do I mean by gamification? Gamification is a process which is specifically used in web-based games, and that's how the origin, at least that's what my understanding of the origin of gamification. It's a strategy that you employ to make sure people stay a little longer on your website. It could be as simple as wooing your girlfriend to stay a little longer to spend time with you. It could be getting those extra minutes in a job interview where you try to make a better impression. It's all about grabbing those extra minutes so that you convince people or you make sure people stay a little longer, whether it's a website, whether it's in your life, or it could be anything in general. Gamification by definition means it's a tactic where you include games or game-like elements on your web properties to help the audiences stay a little longer on your website. Why is that? Getting people to visit your website is one side of the story. That's a battle in itself. While the other part of the battle is making sure they stay on your website. That's one reason you might see great CTRs, but people don't spend much time on your website or your landing page. Having pop-ups is one such tactic, but pop-ups are aimed usually at capturing user information, not just your website. It could be the email newsletter that you sent out. It could be your app in general. It could be people spending time on your website. It could be as simple as making sure people stay a little longer on your YouTube channel or making sure people watch a lot of your YouTube videos. Now, where do I start? Now, I'm restricting this discussion only to marketing because that's exactly what we're talking about and that's our topic of interest. And this is a digital marketing channel, but it could go beyond your digital marketing channels. It could go beyond your websites and apps. You can implement this anywhere. Now, where do we start? I have set up a few examples just to clarify. It doesn't have to be your website. It doesn't have to be your app. It doesn't only have to be in your email newsletter. It can be on your social media posts. Some of the posts are so intuitive and attractive that they're really thumb-stopping. You just stop and look at them at least for a couple of minutes. So that's the kind of elements that we're talking about. Golden rule number 1, don't include elements for gamification just as placeholders or for the sake of including them. Number 2, make sure you blend them properly with your marketing message. Number 3, it doesn't have to be only on your website or in your email newsletter. It can be on your social media posts or videos as well. Moving forward, let's talk about what are the advantages. Some of the advantages are it definitely increases your session time, the amount of time people spend on your website. You will see a definite increase in that if there is a proper gamification element included. It surely increases your audience engagement. They're more prone to participate if it's a game or if it's a quick game or if it's a quick activity that you're letting them do on your post or it could be a quick quiz that you're letting them participate. So it definitely increases your engagement and the chances of social sharing increases as well. Not just that, it makes the whole experience more enjoyable for the customer. They don't look at it as a typical on-your-face marketing message if gamification is done right. It doesn't require any complex algorithms, complex programming. You have ready-made tools, you have some apps and widgets that you can embed and just execute these things. And number 3 is it also helps you collect a lot of data which you can process and then may come up with either interesting stuff that appeals to them or customize your messaging going forward to these guys who are your customers. It doesn't have to test somebody's intellectual abilities or somebody's IQ. It has to be simple because if it's too complicated, people will tend to run away from your quizzes and they would stay away from you. Make sure that doesn't happen. But it also makes the whole process enjoyable, more engaging. It increases the chances of social sharing on these platforms. And that's exactly what your goal should be when you're doing social media marketing or when you're doing digital marketing in general, because you're not just your marketing dollars are justified, but people are also acting as brand ambassadors by sharing these things so that their friends can see, and that's how things get viral most of the times. So I have included a list of elements that you can use for gamification of your websites or of your apps. Now, this is a spin wheel, very famous. Very, very famous. You will see this. You would have seen this in almost all the e-commerce elements or newsletters. So it's a spin wheel where you just click on spin to win, and then it spins and it stops at free shipping. Now you get a sense of achievement saying that, yeah, you won a free shipping option for your product. This is something which I have seen earlier, where you have a subscription form and then you also have a spin wheel again, which talks about the amount of discount that you're eligible for while you're engaging in this sale. It also serves as a good practice it also creates that sense of urgency for people to act upon and finish the payment, or go ahead and finish the transaction. Then you have agreed discounts and free shipping definitely are good call to actions and definitely have some kind of curiosity around people where they tend to engage more. But if you want to think a little out of the box, I'll show you some of the things which I found really interesting. It could be a quiz, it could be a puzzle, it could be anything that you would want. Then you have custom DIY, where you can let people customize and do things. For example, IKEA, I think, has an app where you can click a picture or you can go to their gallery, let's say you can pick up a couch and you can take a picture of your living room. You can place and move the couch around to see how it looks in real time. Now that's a perfect example for gamification, if you ask me. Then you have cases, mobile phone cases, where you can customize things. You give people the ability to customize, to get a feel of how their product would look like with a custom text or with a custom image. That would increase. There is a website that I was going through which is called as Cool Wings. These are glasses. They have eyeglasses, prescription glasses, and sunglasses that they sell. So they let you take a picture and to see how a particular frame of glasses fit you, and you can choose that. So that definitely increases the time that I spend on the app. Then you have here I found really crazy examples. Now I think this is M&M's, where they had come up with an activity called I Spy, where it seems like a childish game, but then you have M&M's hidden and they give you to figure out or to find something that's missing. Then you have to spot something in the image. And this is where you will go ahead and see, how many of us can you spot. This is particularly my favorite because it reads, can you spot the 6 M&M's colors in the word find? Then this is a word find puzzle where you just have to find a word, and then you'll have to see, and there should be 6 colors. There should be M&M's which have all the 6 colors in them. So I tried spending a few minutes on this and I was able to figure it out. So let's see. I'll hold on to this and see if you can actually figure out. If you have not been able to figure it out, don't worry. Here it is. It's O. All right, give me a second. It's ORANGE. It's orange, which is 6 letters, 6 different colored M&Ms. And it definitely makes you stop for a second, solve the puzzle, gives you some kind of high, Then you have, I'm just browsing through, I'm just scrolling through and stopping only when something really appeals. Okay, this is my favorite because spot the differences has been so, what do you say? People get so caught up in spot the difference puzzles where you, irrespective of the age, you just stop and you can't just stay calm until you figure out the difference. So these are the things that you would have to implement for people to stop, give you that attention, because your post calls for that attention. And I think this is also good because it gives you a sense of illusion where you keep looking at this post. For no rhyme or reason, you will start looking at this forever, right? It has that illusion based effect going on in the social media post. So you have content related gamification elements, which means it's like a workflow of what happens, looking for a holiday gift. Yes, you're looking for a holiday gift. It makes you stop, forget about the message, forget about what they're trying to sell, forget about it was successful or not. It did the job that it was supposed to do, where it caught your attention, made you stop, look at the whole damn thing, right? So that's exactly what gamification does. Now, agreed. Now, there's another thing you will realize. When you try different elements, when you try puzzles, when you try your illusion effects, when you try your small quizzes, puzzles, you will get to know what your audience is responding to, right? Then you will get to know what your audience will like more. So going forward, you can capitalize on those elements of gamification and do them repeatedly and frequently so that, they get engaged with you, right? That's it from me for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, feedback, please feel free to put them down in the comments. I will take them seriously And you know that means the world to me.